What is up, y'all? Neo Unstoppable here, bringing you another video. This one is going to be on Shop Titans Heroes. So this is an intro video to a series I'm going to be putting together that goes over the heroes and what they do, because I was unable to find any good information on this. So I thought I would do some research and figure out as much information as I can for you guys on the heroes. So here's the disclaimer, real quick: like, subscribe, all that jazz, make my dreams come true. Hit that sub button, comment if you have the time, hit that thumbs up if this is helpful or useful to you in any way. But anyways, let's get right into it. I want to go over the heroes because there's a lot of videos on YouTube that talk about how the heroes just aren't important. So essentially how it works is you unlock each tier of heroes. You've got three different types of classes. You got fighters, rogues, and spell casters. Okay, so you unlock each one of these new tiers of each class at certain level ranges. Like, for example, spell blades, these are going to be recruitable at level 46. I'm level 41. I can't do it yet. So anyway, as you progress up and up and up, you get the ability to get better heroes. And so what all the guides tell you when you try and look up what's the best things to use, what heroes to use, everyone pretty much just shrugged their shoulders and say, oh, you should just not even worry about your heroes. Just make any rando schmando team you want. Just farm up materials with them and just treat them like nothing. I personally don't like that. I'm unsatisfied by that answer. I just started playing this game and I want to make I didn't just start playing, but I probably have less than 100 hours in the game, so I want to make a guide for people that are like me, going through the experience that I just went through, and that way I can help y'all to level up and get into the swing of things. I like my heroes to be at least semi-geared and do what they're supposed to do in fights. I like them to farm efficiently. I don't like them to die and have super long timers to where they're resting forever. So I'm going to do a deep delve into each class and go over all of their best in slot items. Forewarning about this series, so this isn't a late game thing, this is an early game thing, so it's going to be covering the heroes essentially up to the ranger, wanderer, and sorcerer's class. The last two, obviously, what happens, and the reason why people don't cover content in this area, is all of these lower tier heroes that I'm talking about in these videos, generally they usually get deleted. I mean, you kind of phase them out over time. You get rid of one and then you'll pick up a higher tier. You'll pick up a ninja or a dancer. You'll get rid of all of your mages, for example, and you'll be picking up most likely geomancers, but maybe spellblades. It depends if you enjoy that type of hero. So anyways, I want to cover all of these entry level heroes. So in the hours of grinding that you have from level 1 up to 46, which is where you hit these the first of the last two tiers, and you start phasing out your other heroes. In all of that time, that's a big chunk of playtime. So I want to cover the heroes in that time. There's no content at all on YouTube about it, and it's just sad. Even if you watch some of the people that have videos up, they just treat like something that should be explained in detail, they treat it like it's just some joke. So anyway, I'm going to go into it. We're going to be super detailed, but there's things I got to explain to you first, and so that's what this intro video is going to be about. So each hero, the first three that you start out with at level 1 is going to be the soldier in the fighter class, the thief in the rogue class, and the mage in the spell caster class. The mage is okay. The thief is the best choice. The fighter or the soldier is not very good. I'm going to do an in-depth explanation. I'm going to explain the BIS for all of the classes. So if you picked a fighter or you picked a soldier, no big deal. Generally, the fighters aren't very good, and I'll explain why in this video, so we can just knock this out of the way. There's one main stat that's really, really good as far as defense goes, and it's called evasion. It's this little thing right here. So if you look at all of the fighter classes, you'll notice evasion's not really like a very hot topic for them. Ranger being an exception. Obviously, berserkers. This is going to be the end tier, so it's super, super good. But you're not going to have this for very many hours of playtime. So anyways, evasion is a lot better than defense. Defense reduces the amount of damage you take when you get hit. Evasion gives you a higher percent chance of not getting hit at all, and you take 0 damage. If you go here to Rogue Tree, you see Thief, 3 evasion, really good. Monk, 3 evasion, also another really good class. Musketeer, 3 evasion, very good. Wanderer, really, really good evasion. So just saying, know and expect that if you want to play by the meta, you're going to be rolling mainly rogues. If you don't want to play by the meta and you want to make a barbarian, whatever, I have a barbarian. I don't really care that much about the meta either, but I'm throwing it out there for you min-maxers, and I'm just putting it out there so you know what the best class is. So you've got 3 types of different classes. You've got tanks, you've got damage dealers, and then you've got like support classes, right? So your cleric is going to be like a support class, your mage is going to be like a damage dealer, and your soldier or your knight is going to be a tank, right? Obviously. So, but you have like pseudo tanks, sort of like your wanderer. If he generates enough threat, he has a very high evasion chance. So if you get his damage up high enough, you don't care about his defense, because when he gets attacked 75% of the time he's not going to be hit at all, so 0 damage is going to come in, plus he's a little tanky with the 2 HP. So you can kind of build a wanderer pseudo tank if you're able to get the wanderer's threat up high enough. Theoretically you can do the same with the thief. His health points aren't as high, but anyways, that's all in-depth tactics. No reason to get into that. I want to cover the hero, all of the gear, the best in slot gear for each class, all the way up into tier 6. So this guide, just a heads up, all of these guides that you're watching are going to be early game, not early game, but early to mid game gear. So it's only going to go to tier 6 out of all of the tiers, which means that's a hero level of level 16. So if you have a hero, you just started playing the game, or you've been playing for a little bit, and you have 1 or more heroes that are anywhere in the level range between 1 and 16, this video series is 100% for you. You're not going to find any other information about it on there. Trust me, I looked. I had to do hours of manual research to find out best in slot stuff myself, and while it might seem like very obvious things, which is why the pros never cover it in detail, it's not, and I'll just tell you straight up, it isn't. So that being said, next thing I want to go on and talk about is enchanting. So let me talk about why you enchant really quick. We'll pick up this thief. We'll just pick up a rando thief. We can see our brand new thief here. He's got no gear on him. We got to put gear on him. We gotta the first thing you want to know is the thief's element that the thief uses is wind. See this little wind symbol right here, and it says next upgrade. So if you look, the initiate skills, the other screen where you were gonna purchase one, I'll go back to it so I can demonstrate. So the screen where you were gonna purchase thief, it just says bonus attack from daggers. That's the only explanation it gives you before you purchase it, and it gives you a general rundown of the gear that they use and all of their stats. So not very in-depth, doesn't go into great detail. Once you have the character, however, you can see it's an actual perk that they use, and it's called Scoundrel. And what it does is 25% extra damage from a thief comes from daggers. And keep in mind, they can equip daggers, bows, or crossbows. So when I was doing the BIS for this list, I calculated in an extra 25% for the daggers, and every single tier, 1 all the way through 6, every single one of them is a dagger, because that buff just makes it so much stronger than all the other bows and crossbows. But I checked through all of them anyway to double check and make sure, and that's how it was. So anyways, I'm going to cover the thief in a different video, but what I do want to talk to you about is this element here. So the thief says wind, and it shows you in the other thing which element they are right here. So soldier is going to be earth, barbarian fire, knight holy, ranger also wind, Samurai water, berserker fire, so on and so forth. You get it. So you can see what they are kind of at first glance without having to get them. That's kind of a benefit. But if you look here, this is why you want this on here. No one explained this to me. This was in no guides, no information that I found. So if you click on this information tab, it tells you Scoundrel, skill effect, 25% with daggers. We already knew that, right? And then it tells you Dashing Rogue 2. So this is how you level up that perk, is by getting more wind on your character. So you see the skill effect goes up to 10% health and plus 50% attack with daggers. So free 10 health and double the bonus damage on daggers. You can see Master Thief requires 40 wind and you get 30 health and 100, so you do double damage with daggers. Very, very powerful, but you have to build wind, and if you don't know that, you're just going to put rando enchantments on your stuff like I did before I did this deep dive analysis and tried to figure out everything you can see here. So you see how on Margaret she has very high defense. This weapon is specifically for defense, but you can see I put a leaf on her. So she needs 15 to get to her next threat rating and everything. I only have 10. If I would have enchanted this with fire like I did with these two things, I would have that. I messed up. Mistakes happen. Now I know how to gear. That's why I'm explaining enchanting to you. Now, no one explained enchanting in any of the videos I watched either, so I'm going to do a quick rundown of enchanting, just in case you guys don't know how, just like I didn't know how. So you need these things, chipped runestones. Now you can't make these, so you're going to have to buy them from the market. So you buy them from the market, you can go over here to your enchanting slots. You can see all these different various things that I can enchant with. It's going to start on this one, obviously. Ember Element's the first one that you are able to make. And this is a bit way in. You have to have these gems unlocked. Oh, sorry. Here, let me move my head. I'll go back to it. So over here, you're gonna need these chipped runestones. So how you can get these, go to city, go to market. If you know how to use the marketplace, you go to here to the market, create request, and you're gonna go to this, wait, this symbol? I think so. No, this symbol. This little symbol down here, this little crystal. So you go to here, and then you go to chipped runestone. You click on these, you see whatever the price is, say you need 10 of them. You're gonna gear 2 heroes out. See, they're 21k each, 21,200, so you just do this. Except you buy them for that price. You're gonna have to grind out for it a bit, I mean at the lower levels, but it is worth it to make your own stuff. So you're gonna do that, and then once you have those stones, this is how you craft them. You have to have this wizard unlocked. So if you're not into a guild, feel free to join my guild. It's an open guild. I'm not shameless plug. We're called Pwn Stars. This is how it's spelled, P-W-N-S-T-A-R-Z, and it's all in caps. We have room for the first 3 people that come. Other than that, we'll work on getting the guild up to 20. So once you are in a decent guild, there's plenty of guilds recruiting. You don't have to join mine. You can find a good one easy if you're willing to donate a lot of your income to the town. Anybody will take you pretty much. So you need to level this guy. This wizard is who makes enchantments for you. And the reason why I tell you about enchantments is because they're super important to unlock your hero's perks. And you really want that tier 1 perk by the time you hit like tier 6 gear. So 2 different kinds of enchantments. Won't get super into it, but tier 4 obviously, tier 7. So once you have tier 4 gear, you put tier 4 enchantments on it. You can put them on there before they're tier 4 if you really want to waste the money. And then tier 7 enchantments. So that's how enchantments are done. I'm going to briefly also explain how to put it on there, just so I cover 100% of bases. None of this is confusing. Let's say this tier 5 wand was going to be a best in slot for my mage. So this is the element, right? And this is your spirit. So you've got 2 different things. So the element is going to be like what I talked about: fire, water, whatever. Like wind, for example. I don't have any wind right now, so I can't demonstrate, but if I needed wind, mage uses fire, I happen to know that, so I would be using an ember element. But anyway, when you click on it, it tells you no matter what, it's always going to increase the item's attack. It's always going to increase the item's value up to its normal sell value, and it's always going to put at least 5 of that element on the weapon. which puts it, once you equip it on your hero, puts it into your hero and counts towards their upgrades, right? So you can put one element, right? That's going to increase the attack power just right out of the gate. And then you can also put a spirit. Now the spirits, they all do different things. They all are special. I'll do a sub guide on spirits for each class towards the end of all of the guides. I just want to get as much content out there as possible initially. But for Cat's Grace, for example, this is horrible for this. Well, actually, this is decent for this enchantment. But anyway, so if you click on this information thing, it tells you what it'll do. It's going to give you plus 2% evasion, which is good to build, but not on a mage. So this wouldn't be good on a wand, but it could be good on a dagger. I think a better one for daggers, if this was a dagger, I'd be using Viper Spirit. This increases 15% critical hit damage. There's also, let's see, of the Eagle, this is critical attack hit chance. So you have different things that you can put on different pieces of gear, and building all towards one thing is a good tactic. And then you can also build towards multiple things. So say you want some of your gear to be defense, some of it to be attack, just raw attack, or hit chance or crit chance, or whatever you want it to be. That's how you kind of like customize what you want to build. Now, everyone else will say, oh, it doesn't matter until you have the best heroes. I personally think it does matter. I want my heroes going out there. I want them knocking out hard quests, not dying, just demolishing through the quest like it's no problem. I want them murking bosses, easy peasy. So I want my heroes to be strong. I want them to be strong from the beginning all the way to the end. Even if I'm going to delete these heroes, the fact of the matter is I've grinded these heroes up from level 1. I didn't use XP potions. Like some of the guides will say, oh, just buy a bunch of XP pots. No, I didn't do that. I sent these guys all out on quests and got all the materials I need and used them to power level all of the dungeons that I had. So I covered those two things. I covered the elements. Hero items I'm going to talk about really quick also in this intro video. So if you're brand new to the game, you don't have these yet. But if you've been playing for a while, you may have accumulated them. You may not know what they do. You may have wasted them. Maybe you didn't. These are the XP drinks. This is what I was talking about. This is what you can use to power level your character and not have them go through dungeons. If you want to play that way, totally respect it. That's cool. If you want to just have it instantly done, cool. If you want to run them, through lower dungeons and get carried in hard dungeons so they're generating money for you while you're leveling them instead of using rare resources to just power level them, to each his own, man. I don't judge either way. So that's what those are. Stamina drink, this heals one character. So usually you want to stack these up till late game or Lost City of Gold. We'll get into all that stuff later. Seed of Vitality. So what these seeds do, you got Vitality, Power, and Resistance. You don't want to use these on heroes. You want to use these on champions, because the heroes, like I said, you're going to get rid of most likely. Your champions you're going to keep. So for example, if I want to go to Lulu and I want to put attack on her, I click on attack and then it shows me how many seeds I have, and then I can put all of those in. It'll give me significantly more attack on Lulu. That's a horrible thing to put on her, but anyway, you can do that. You can put whatever on whoever you want. So anyways, those seeds, use those on champions first. Wait until your heroes are the highest tier of hero that you're going to for sure be using, and then that's that. Phoenix Feather, what these do is it will completely heal and rest your entire group of heroes that isn't currently out on a quest. So if you see me go here, you'll see I have two here. This would be a bad time to use it, but I have two heroes that are trying to rest. And then also my champions, I have one trying to rest, and then I have one in a dungeon. So if I wanted to, I could click this and use this feather, and it would just instantly heal everyone. I could send everyone back out on quests again. That's what that is. Power booster. Okay, so I'll go over all the boosters. You got Power Booster, XP Booster, Mega XP, Loot Bugle, Super Loot Bugle, Mega Loot Bugle, and then I'll get into the other stuff in a minute. So what all these are modifiers for specific quests that you're going on. So, for example, let's say I need Moon Crystals. I'm going to go to Moon Crystals. I can't do medium, but I can do easy. Now, if I really needed 17, I absolutely had to do this. I could click on this boost right here. Oh, here. Whoops. Let me move myself again. Okay. So back to what I was saying. So I'm going to moon caves, right? And you can see my heroes are happy about going to this. There we go. They're happy about going to this, right? So they'll probably survive. And then if I go to medium and I want more resources from it, it looks like they're not too happy. They're probably not going to make it back from this alive. So that's what this booster option is for right here. Let me juggle my head up again. Okay, so if I hit booster and I hit power booster, you'll see now they're more inclined to go. This person might have a rough time, but these two are most likely going to survive. I send groups out with this comp. They can die if there's an RNG mini boss. That's a whole nother different tactic I'm not going to get into. But anyways, so that's what the power boosters are for. You can see the loot bugle. It'll make it so I get more loot. Now it's 15 to 25. Super loot 20 to 33. You see, you can tell mega. You want to save these obviously. And then you got your XP booster. You can see on my heroes XP bars, they'll get more XP for this, and mega XP. That. So that's essentially the items. That's essentially most of the items. The other items are all chests. And speaking on chests, I'm going to talk about something for a moment. With this BIS list that I have created and all these videos I'm going to get into, I have stayed away from what's called pack items. I am gearing this more towards free-to-play players and kind of away from pack items, but I'll explain to you the difference. So if I go here, I go to one random character, and let's just say, here, this isn't a pack item, so I'll use this example. The Knight Solaris, you can see it gives 84 defense. So one stat, it gives you 84 defense, just period. So this little Liberty thing, this is a pack item. It's actually a pack item for an event that's going on right now, and I'll show you that event. It's called Liberty Mega Pack. You can see this 20 bucks, but what it gives you, if you click on it, whoops, cancel. Here we go. So if you click on it, you'll see it gives you 2 blueprints, Star Spangled Greaves and Ring of Liberty. So if you click on the Greaves, and let me move myself again. I knew I was going to be moving myself a lot. So you click on it, and then if you go to this little information tab, it tells you what it does for you. So it gives you 305 defense and 19 hit points. So pack items give you more than one. Regular items give you one. You can also say Ring of Liberty here. 130 and 33 defenses, because attack and defense. But as you can see, oh, you don't have the pack. How did you get that? Well, how I got it was I got it from someone walking in my shop and selling it to me. You can get pack items that way normally, and you buy them like that, and they're cheap. So if you want to get pack items for super meta BIS, you can. I didn't include them in the BIS list. I want the BIS list to be as simple and easy as possible. So the only difficult things, not even difficult, the only things that are going to be a challenge for you to get are going, and by challenge I realistically just mean you need to go to the market and just buy them. You go create a request and you buy the item. It's not that hard if you don't have them, but you can also get them out of chests. I'll explain that right now. So chests. Each chest has its own rewards, and I'll show you. Okay, here's an example. So this is a frozen chest, right? If I click here, you can see I have one of the rewards that comes out of here, and it's called an arboreal blade. Now, this is a chest item, so you can't unlock it through the normal means of crafting, right? In a free-to-play scenario. But if you open a chest, you can get this out of it. And what it gives you is it gives you one attack stat, and it also gives you an element. And typically these attack stats are better than the other stuff in their tier. But obviously you see that pretty much you don't even have to have enchanting at all in order to get this 3 or 5 earth. It just comes right on the sword. So if you're able to get this, you can get it. If you're not able to get it, I'll show you. Arboreal blade. I'll use this one as an example. Go to the city, go to market, go to create request, go here, go here. I think it's a tier 3 sword, but we'll just, here it is, arboreal blade right here. You can see there's none in the market right now. So if we wanted to buy it, we would have to probably pay a little bit more. But realistically, honestly, if I put this in here and I try and buy one of these, it's probably not going to take a ridiculous amount of time to buy. It's a pretty low tier item. But you'll find other things that are in here. Like there is our barbarian weapon called Molten Veluge. And you can see the average market price for this thing is $52.50, and this is the cheap way, is by requesting and buying it like that. You can also go to offers and you can look this way. So if I look for the same one, it's going to be, let's see, oh, here's a legendary one, but we just want a regular one. Okay, so see this one right here, someone's offering to sell it for 50 grand. That's their offer. But I can almost promise you that if you leave these in here for any amount of time, you'll just buy it at the market value. I didn't even mark this up. I'm just paying what it's base worth, and it'll all be able to sell in my shop. So we'll come back to that. All right, so that is about the pack items. Cleared that up. Okay, skills. This is another thing I wanted to talk about. So heroes have skills, and how they get skills is by leveling up. So if you go here, you can see, obviously I showed you, 10% critical hit chance on this skill. This is a randomly acquired skill, and this will tell you when you unlock your next skill. So once she hits 23, she's going to unlock another skill, and it's going to be like a RNG thing. It's just going to pop a skill in there. So she also has plus 40 attack. She also has plus 30 attack and plus 3 crits chance. And then 23, she'll unlock something else. Pretty much that's it. You can re-roll these, don't re-roll these. You're going to wait on re-rolls until you have end game heroes. But I just wanted to talk about them because if you start seeing a skill that you really like, you might want to consider maybe not re-rolling that character or saving them till very last, once you unlock the last stuff. Like they're the last hero that you phase out while you're leveling all your other stuff. So that's skills, and I think that just about covers it. I'm gonna real quick talk about the different stuff that is on the equipment list. So you can see almost all characters have the same thing, like not all, almost all. Like for example, here's a monk. You'll see he doesn't have a weapon slot. So there is exceptions, but almost all of them are like Albin here. So you'll have 3 different weapons you can use. You'll have various different gear, and you'll either have potions, herbs, necklaces, trinkets, something like that at the end. So if I go here, this is going to show me, I'll go to the market. All this stuff is going to be crazy expensive, but we'll select all this at the market, normal. Okay, so these are the different weapons that can be used at level 1. And we can see that Ice Pick is significantly better than all of the other. So if you look at Ice Pick, this is a item that you get from chests, and that was why I said not all of the items that are on my list are from chest. Obviously there's very few and far between of them, but this is the item I'm talking about right here. So you have to get this out of a chest, and once you've acquired it, then you can make it. This one gives water, so it's not super good for a thief, but a level 1 thief with a dagger that gives 44 attack. This thing does 66 attack at level 1. This is definitely BIS. This is the best thing you want to have on a level 1 thief. So anyway, some of them are like that. The other items are, normal progression lines. Like you can see that he had multiple things he can equip here, bows and also crossbows. I don't have the expansion pack to make bows or crossbows, but even if I mean crossbows, I can make bows. So, but for example, essentially what I've done is I've gone through and I've compared all tiers up to tier 6 of which is better. The bow, 160, that's a class 5 bow, right? Or the dagger. That's 148. Also keep in mind, even if your skill is only level 1, you add 25% to that 148 and it's going to be higher than the bow. Just an example, that's what the guides are going to be talking about. It's going to be about all of your heroes essentially up to level 16. Yeah, up to level 16, what they should be wearing, because once you hit around level 16, that's when you're going to start kind of dwindling away at that crazy requirement of trying to get these high level heroes. And I'll also once I knock out a decent amount of the in-depth guides, I'm going to cover the first 3 first. So I'm going to cover soldier, thief, mage, and then I'll go on to the tier 2s, the monks. I'll cover everything, all the bis from 1 to 6. And then once I do all that, I'll give you guys like a rating system of the heroes that I think are better. There are definitely people that say like certain classes you shouldn't even play, like you shouldn't even pick a barbarian. Barbarian has its use. It's not very good because it relies too much on health, and it there's not a strong enough defense there for it to really be good. But to each his own. However your playstyle is, I'll give you my ranking system once I've gone through a deep delve analysis and I've gone over all of the characters. So that's it, guys. I wanted to lay out as much information as I could in the intro video so that you guys know what I'm talking about when I say certain things in the specific videos. And I'll go in depth with all of the gear that you need in the following videos. So if you like this video, go ahead and hit that like button for me, and definitely sub to the channel. I'm going to make a playlist that's going to list all of these classes. So if you're subbed and you want notifications on, go ahead and hit the bell icon. If you don't, it's all good. I understand. I don't really particularly like that all that much too. I'm very cautious about how I hit my bell button, but if you do want to be notified when each class video comes out, hit that bell notification. If you want, you can turn it off after the series if this is the only game you play. But I'm going to be making a playlist, so it'll be easy for you to go through. Once all of it's done, you'll be able to watch this intro video, and then you'll be able to go right into Thief. You'll be able to go right into Soldier, or skip past and pick. Like, say you have a Knight, you'll be able to skip past and pick. It's going to take quite a while to get through all of the classes because there's information like literally. It isn't all laid out anywhere. This is going to be the first place on the internet this is all laid out in one place. So I'm going to have to go pull all the information off the wiki manually and figure out which weapons are best and which whatever is best. So anyways, that's going to be it for Neo Unstoppable signing off. Sorry about the long video, guys. I just wanted to preemptively let you guys know what it was going to be, what the series was going to be about before I went into it and got in all depth and everything. So this will keep a lot of the fodder, so to speak, out of the other videos. They'll mainly be just what gear you should be using at what times. Alright guys, that's it from me, Neo Unstoppable, signing off. Y'all have a good one.